South America, a land of breathtaking beauty, rich history, and stories steeped in the supernatural. Tonight, we'll uncover 5 of the most haunted locations on this enigmatic continent. These places are not for the faint of heart. Are you brave enough to explore them with us? La Casa Matacita, Lima, Peru. The story begins in the mid-1800s when the house was owned by a wealthy man who threw extravagant dinner parties. One fateful night, it is said that the host invited a group of guests to a lavish feast. But something went horribly wrong. A sudden and unexplained argument erupted. What followed was a bloodbath. Knives were drawn, lives were taken. By the end of the night, every guest and the host himself lay dead on the floor. According to legend, the souls of those who died in rage and betrayal were trapped within the house, and they made their presence known. Violent poltergeist activity, blood-curdling screams heard late at night, and shadows that moved when no one was there. But that wasn't the end of La Casa Matacita's dark history. In the 1960s, a priest, hoping to cleanse the house of its evil, spent the night on the 2nd floor. When dawn broke, he was found outside, shaking and incoherent, muttering about the horrors he had seen. Some say he lost his mind that night. Others say he saw something that humans were never meant to witness. A local resident told us, "My grandmother told me to never go near that house. She said people who do come back, different. They bring something dark with them. Is it cursed land? The residue of unspeakable acts? Or is it simply our imagination running wild in the face of the unknown?" One thing is certain, La Casa Matacita refuses to be ignored. And if you ever find yourself in Lima, remember this warning. Stay away from the 2nd floor. Whatever is up there, it doesn't want you to leave. Shikashikare Island, Trinidad and Tobago. Shikashikare was once home to a leper colony, a place where those suffering from Hansen's disease were exiled from society. Isolated from the mainland, they lived and died in loneliness and despair. But some say their spirits never left. During its time as a leper colony, the island was run by Dominican nuns who devoted their lives to caring for the afflicted. Among them was Sister Marie. According to legend, one fateful night, overcome by sorrow, she climbed to the island's lighthouse and ended her life. Visitors claim her ghost still roams the island, her weeping echoing through the ruins. People say, if you go to Shikashikare at night, you hear her crying. Like the wind itself is mourning. I've seen strange lights up by the old lighthouse. I don't go there no more. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of Shikashikare is how it feels. Visitors describe an overwhelming sense of being watched, a heaviness in the air, as if the island itself remembers its sorrowful past. A witness told us, "I saw a woman in a nun's habit standing near the hospital. When I turned to show my friend, she was gone." Shikashikare Island, a paradise turned purgatory. Is it merely a place of history and superstition? Or does something truly sinister linger here? Some questions are best left unanswered. But for the brave, the island awaits. The Palace of the Inquisition, Cartagena, Colombia. The Palace of the Inquisition. Its name alone conjures images of agony and despair. But what if I told you that some believe the horrors committed here left behind more than just a dark history? That the screams of the tormented still resonate, trapped within its walls. In the early 17th century, the Spanish Inquisition established this palace as a house of judgment and punishment. Located in the heart of Cartagena, this grand colonial building, with its ornate balconies and imposing facade, hid a dark reality. Here, heretics, witches, and anyone accused of straying from Catholic orthodoxy were brought to face their fate. Once inside, many never left. And for those who did, their souls were forever scarred. This was not a place for repentance. It was a place of interrogation, humiliation, and death. Torture devices like the rack, the pear of anguish, and the iron collar were employed to extract confessions. Real or imagined, they say the cries of those tortured here were so harrowing, they could be heard echoing across the city streets at night. Today, the Palace of the Inquisition stands as a museum, a monument to Cartagena's grim past. but visitors and staff report strange occurrences that cannot be explained. One of the most infamous spirits said to haunt this place is that of La Llorona, a woman who was tortured and executed here after being accused of witchcraft. Her weeping is often heard late at night, as if mourning her endless torment. Is it the imagination of frightened visitors? Or does the energy of centuries-old suffering still pulse within these walls? Paranormal investigators claim that the Palace of the Inquisition is one of the most haunted places in Latin America, and for good reason. In 2018, a tourist reported a chilling encounter while exploring the museum. Alone in a dimly lit exhibit room, she felt a sudden, icy grip on her wrist. Turning around, she saw nothing. But when she stepped into the light, she noticed bruises forming, as if invisible fingers had wrapped around her skin. This room, where so many were tortured, is a hotspot for paranormal activity. People often report cold spots, feelings of being watched, and even faint impressions of hands pressing against them. The Palace of the Inquisition is more than just a historical site. It's a reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty and the shadows that such cruelty leaves behind. Visitors are drawn here by curiosity, but they leave with something more, an unshakable feeling of unease. Humberstone and Lenoria, Chile deep in the Atacama Desert of Chile, lie two ghost towns shrouded in mystery, death, and the lingering whispers of the past. Humberstone and Lenoria, names that might seem ordinary at first but are drenched in darkness and despair. Tonight, we'll uncover the haunted history of these abandoned towns, where the dead refuse to rest, and shadows carry secrets that should never be spoken. Founded in the late 19th century, Humberstone thrived during the saltpeter boom, producing the so-called white gold that fueled industries worldwide. Thousands of workers and their families once lived here, toiling under the blazing desert sun for meager wages in conditions that bordered on slavery. But when the nitrate industry collapsed in the mid-20th century, Humberstone was abandoned, leaving behind a ghost town frozen in time. They say that when night falls, the ghosts of those who suffered here roam these streets. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps in empty corridors, and the faint laughter of children, though no children have lived here for decades. Just a short drive from Humberstone lies Lenoria, a town even more sinister in reputation. If Humberstone is haunted by echoes of the past, Lenoria is a portal to something far darker. This cemetery is one of the most unsettling places you'll ever see. Open graves expose skeletal remains, as if the dead here were disturbed, or worse, decided to leave on their own. Locals refuse to come near this place after dark. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures wandering among the graves. Others speak of glowing eyes staring from the darkness, watching, waiting. Many visitors have reported encounters that defy explanation. One traveler shared a chilling account of seeing a pale figure standing in a window of an abandoned building. When they entered the room, it was empty, except for the icy chill in the air. It's not just the sights that unnerve you, it's the feeling, a heavy, suffocating presence that follows you, watches you, whispers your name when you're completely alone. Some believe the spirits here are the restless souls of miners who suffered and died in harsh conditions. Others whisper about rituals performed in the desert, summoning something far more malevolent. Could it be that these towns are cursed by more than just history? And then there's the legend of the children of Lenoria, phantom children said to roam the cemetery and town at night. Witnesses claim they've seen their ghostly figures, sometimes smiling, sometimes screaming. Humberstone and Lenoria stand as chilling reminders of the pain and suffering etched into the fabric of history. Are these hauntings real, or are they manifestations of our own fear and guilt? The truth is, no one knows. But one thing is certain: these ghost towns hold secrets that may never be uncovered. The Bridge of the Ghosts, San Antonio de Arico, Argentina. Now we venture to the heart of Argentina, to a place steeped in mystery and dread. The Bridge of the Ghosts in San Antonio de Arico. This bridge, known locally as El Puente de los Fantasmas, may look like any other rural crossing. But to those who know its history, it is a portal to something far darker. Built in the 19th century, This bridge was originally a vital connection for farmers and travelers, but it also became the site of countless tragedies. Accidents, disappearances, and even mysterious drownings began to haunt its legacy. The locals soon believed the bridge was cursed. The first stories of hauntings date back to the early 1900s. Travelers reported hearing disembodied cries at night, as if someone, or something, was calling them from beneath the bridge. One of the most chilling tales involves a group of gauchos, Argentine cowboys, who were riding home late one night. Legend says they saw a woman dressed in white standing at the center of the bridge. When they approached, she vanished into thin air. Moments later, they heard a splash in the river below and found nothing. This ghostly figure has been seen by dozens of witnesses over the years. Some say she was a young woman who drowned herself after a tragic love affair. Others believe she is something older, something not human. The Bridge of the Ghosts has inspired fear and fascination for generations. Is it truly cursed? Or is it the weight of its tragic past that lingers in the minds of those who dare to cross it? These haunted locations are a testament to the lingering echoes of tragedy and torment. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is certain: these places will leave a mark on anyone who dares to visit. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the macabre. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tales of terror. Until next time, sleep tight.